That's no water, no electricity. Be aware of that. Whatever they tell you, you have to be get the evidence in front of you that there's a final building permit before you take to the barbecue.
What's the next thing?
The next thing, buy a barbecue, have fun on the garden. The garden. However, you have to be, as I said, push the developer to take these measures immediately in order to proceed for the time limits.
Okay, so in this instance we can see that with a solid contract and playing the game with the correct rules,
exactly, precisely,
you will not have a problem in receiving your title deeds.
You shouldn't.
Okay?
You shouldn't.
What must I look out for with the banks? Is there anything I must look out for with the banks?
That's a tricky question. The answer is yes. Be aware of the contracts with the banks. Do not listen what the developer or the agent or people will tell you about, yeah, this is a package. Get it in writing from them, get it in writing from the bank that this is my loan, that's how much I'm going to pay, I'm going to be in euro, I'm going to be in another currency, that's my base rate. Get it in writing, their offer, what they're offering you. Most of the times, and we had many cases, both in Bafos and from Augusta, people were under the impression that they would get interest only for so many years because this is what they have been told by their advisors, financial advisors, by their agents, and then apparently that wasn't the case. They have to pay a huge amount of money, which of course they cannot afford. So be aware what your contract states with the bank.
Giovanni, my experience is banks are there to sell us money.
Of course.
We the customers. We can demand for them to put it in writing, their offers. We don't need them, they need us, otherwise they won't sell money.
I had a case that I've been to a bank, to the head office, and I said, listen, this is my client, he was never approved, and suddenly after so many months, 9 months, a year after, it was suddenly been approved. And we have requested the bank to give us the evidence. They gave us the evidence why it was approved, and we found a P60.
What's a P60?
It's a document that shows your income and how much taxes you pay. That guy was self-employed, which means he never had a P60. So somebody forged the documents. And when I went to the bank, I said, listen, you have to check all these. I said, okay, it's not our fault, we don't know who has done that. It's an internal matter. Nobody at the end of the day cares. Be very careful what's going on. This is something that people must be aware. There are good bankers and bad bankers.
But that's why you have a good solicitor. You have to select your solicitor to protect you, not only with the purchase but with the mortgage as well.
We don't know everything.
Obviously, no one's perfect. Everybody strives for excellence.
We can help the clients to make sure that they will make less mistakes. This is our job and our work. On another level, on a resale, do not be fooled by the developers. The developers will seek lots of money for administration purposes to exercise this resale. Well, the only reason they are doing that.
Coming back to the original contract. Okay, your contract.
My contract. There is a clause about it.
Okay, and this is what you're talking about. This clause in the event of me wanting to resell this property that I purchased from the developer.
Because of the lack of title deeds, you have to go through the developer. You cancel your original contract, there is a new contract.
Okay, so this is now in the instance, if I have not received any title deeds yet and I want to sell the property.
Yes.
Okay.
The developer must facilitate the new purchaser because I'm getting out of the picture, you're purchasing from me, the developer should provide you the same facilities they have provided us. They should not profit from this subsequent sale. We should cover them for their own expenses, which they can provide us by evidence, invoices and stuff like that, and what they have done, but they should not charge 5,000 euros, 3,500 euros to facilitate with them. Who is the developer to say how much is going to charge you for that? They should cover their own expenses. This is the only way now that developers make profit actually. They make profit from you selling again. They shouldn't. You bought something, not only you haven't got the title deed, you have to pay extra money to the developer. A small amount, a proportion of what you're selling, has to go to the developer to cover their own expenses. Fair enough. Any taxes, any interest, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they are what they have done to facilitate you for that. Yes. But the developer should not ask money to go to the bank and become again a guarantor on the property, because they were guarantors, they should be guarantors as well. The developer should sign a new contract because this is what they have done. This is their job. Otherwise, giving title deeds and I don't need you.
Correct. Now, by using the contract that you've got with the clauses that refer to the waiver,
Yes.
I should not land up myself, get into this position of not having title deeds, unless I want to sell very prematurely for whatever.
If you want to sell prematurely, we will help you to avoid paying so much expenses. Hopefully, we have a good contract. We would like to improve it every single time we identify that it's an issue, and we do that. However, our good contract and a good developer does not necessarily mean you will get your title deed immediately. There's also the governmental procedure, and this is where
that's
we
out
all,
of everybody's hands
yes,
right now.
and we are supporting the new changes, but we want to urge our members of parliament in Cyprus and the minister to push forward for that piece of legislation to become an act as soon as possible. Shouldn't be further delays.
Giovanni, we've now discussed a new purchase. We've discussed if a client had to come to your law office, get you, make a decision for your law office to protect them in their new purchase,
Yep.
okay, to prevent any problems in the future or to minimize the amount of problems that they might have in the future. Now, what happens to someone, how would you treat a remedy case? How would you be the doctor for a case that's gone wrong where you weren't present from the beginning?
Usually it's difficult, Freddie. We do it, and we have a lot of cases, especially in Paphos actually, or even in this area. The first thing we do, we try to reason with the developer. Because usually, for people to come to us, that means they have a very bad contract, which was made so many years ago, or not with a good due diligence.
And maybe not good communication with the
No
developer.
communication, many things, the experience of people, maybe a good solicitor who had good intentions and never managed to provide in English what they wanted to say on a piece of paper. We get the contract, we identify the negative aspects, we reason with the developer, and we try to avoid going to court.
Okay.
However, many cases we have to go to court, or many cases we will expect the developer takes on a court case. Things like that should be resolved without the court cases. A client who bought from a developer is a good client. Even if they have problems now, we must get a way to support the client. On the other side, I'm advising my clients, pay your communal fees, pay the maintenance fees, reason with the bank, speak to the bank, let's try to pay some money to the bank, to not be negative and say, I'm in trouble, I'm not going to pay a single penny. That's not the way out.
That's not the attitude.
But on the other side, we expect the developers to sympathize with their own clients. It's like taking your own child on court. How can you do that? So we take on the case, we try, we are patient, it takes time. Sometimes we have very good results, but it depends on many factors. It's a question with lots of variables. Hopefully we have a good collaboration with the developer, we have a good understanding from our clients, and we push forward.
Okay. Well, Giovanni, thank you very much for all the information.
Thank you, welcome back. See you again.
I believe that this video will give everybody more insight on what to do and what not to do.
Yes.
Well, thanks again for visiting the new website. It will be continually growing and being developed, but we feel it will give you a place to learn. You can come to this website and learn more about the subject of Cyprus property and how to purchase and sell Cyprus property. Giovanni, thank you very much.
Thanks, Abby. Cheers.